Hey, what's going on, guys? It's FPL Yusuf here, and welcome back to another video on my YouTube channel. Today, I'm going to be bringing you guys my Game Week 7 FPL bust team. We're going to take a quick little recap of how we got in Game Week 6. I'm going to show you what I'm thinking for my transfer plans this week, and also what my final team selection will be looking like for this Friday's deadline. So I do hope you guys enjoy this video. If you do, don't forget to drop a thumbs up and subscribe down below. And as always, let's just jump straight into it. Okay, welcome back, guys. Thank you so much for being here with me today on my YouTube channel for another video. So let's take a quick little recap of how we got in Game Week 6. And we finished on 64 points. We are just under 4.5 million. So the overall rank is not looking great at the moment. But with things being so early on in the season, a big game week can just change all that. So like I said, let's start off with how we got in this week. 64 points. The defense, not really too great other than one person. So we'll start off in goal. Matt Sells, yet again, Nottingham Forest not keeping a clean sheet. It is a little bit frustrating at this point in time because that was kind of a banker fixture, which you thought, okay, if they're going to do it at some point, it will be this one. But unfortunately, didn't happen. So only 2 points for him. 2 points for Ruben Diaz. Again, City conceding to Burnley of all people. So I was a little bit shocked by that one. I thought that clean sheet was almost as guaranteed as you can get. But I guess in football, nothing is ever guaranteed. So not the best start in terms of defence. Then Cucurella followed that up with a 0. So yeah, it was looking really bad until Gabriel away at Newcastle got his goal. 17 def cons, 3 bonus points, coming back with 13-point haul. Insane. So that was a big push to how we got the overall score, how we got the the green arrow from the overall rank. I think we were at about 6 million before the time of this game week, so we did move up by quite a lot. And I think that Gabriel goal was a big factor in why we did. The midfield just very poor overall. Phil Foden, only 1 point. I was sort of tossing up between him and Doku as which one do I go for. I did choose wrong. I chose Foden. He just didn't have a good game. Mohamed Kudus again, same thing, another blank, despite the fact that Spurs had a very good fixture against Wolves. Jack Grealish, a blank as well, only 2 points for him. Cody Gakpo, only 1 point, didn't even start the game. So the midfield, 4 out of the 5, really didn't perform. Antoine Semenyo, the only one in that midfield who actually managed to get a return, got himself a goal. Obviously, the 2 points for playing, didn't get any bonus points, unfortunately. But once again, he just continues to tick over very nicely. And then up front, João Pedro, again, just another poor performance from him and from Chelsea. I know it wasn't helped by the red card, of course. It's back-to-back weeks now they've had red cards, so I can't really blame him too much. But Erling Haaland was the one that was carrying us in this game with 32 points on captaincy. It just goes to show you why captaincy and getting that right is so important, because that can genuinely change the outcome of your game week. So yeah, overall, for the most part, pretty disappointing. There were sort of 3 players in here that kind of got us to the big score, but hopefully, fingers crossed, this coming game week we can have a better score, and we'll just take a look at what transfers I'm looking to make to try and do that. Right, so this week there's only going to be 1 free transfer for me. There'll be no minuses this week. Now, for those of you who haven't seen this series before, again, this is just trying to put out the most optimal team every week. So some weeks we might take minus 24, minus 28. Other weeks like this week we might just use the 1 free transfer. So there's no real set rules. This is more just like a little test just to see how can you still have a good season even while taking minuses through it, just to try and put out the strongest possible squad you can every week. So yeah, only 1 transfer this week, and it's going to be Gakpo coming out for Minte. Now, obviously, Liverpool did play last night in the Champions League. They did lose 1-0 to Galatasaray. I'm just not sure on Gakpo's minutes at the moment. Now, João Pedro could be a consideration to move out as well. However, I think from Game Week 9, Chelsea's fixture actually looked really good. So I probably will want to hold him and Cucurella then for the next couple of weeks. So he's going to stay in my team for now, which is why Gakpo's been moving out. Minte from Brighton's going to come in. He's been fantastic so far. I think the one thing with Minte has always been his minutes. That's always been my biggest problem with him. But out of the 6 games we played so far, 4 of them he's played 90 minutes in. So he's looking like he's become a nailed starter, hopefully. Obviously, as the time goes on, the season goes on, Hertzler does change his team a little bit. So I have got that in the back of my mind. But Brighton are looking like they've got a decent run of fixtures over the next sort of 4 or 5 game weeks. So I think he's a good hold. And actually, he's returning quite a lot at the moment, whether it be for a goal or for an assist. So yeah, that will be my free transfer this week. Cody Gakpo will be coming out and Jan Kuba Minte will be coming in. And this is what the team will be looking like for Game Week 7. Matt Sells will unfortunately still be in goal for me. So he's going away to Newcastle. I'm not expecting anything from this game. He hasn't kept a clean sheet yet this season. So I don't see him at St. James's Park going to be any different for that. I could move him out, but I just didn't think for a -4 it was worth it, because even if the guy I bring in keeps a clean sheet and Matt Sells loses it, that -4 will basically just pay for nothing, because the clean sheet would have 6. Matt Sells will probably end up on 2, so it didn't really seem worth my time, to be honest with you. So I'm just going to leave that one till either next week or till when we wildcard. Then we come into the defence. We have a double up of Crystal Palace, Maxence Lacroix and Mark Gahey going away to Everton. Now, Crystal Palace have obviously been in fantastic form this season, 18 games unbeaten. Again, you'd probably back them as the favourites in this game, and their defence is just so good because even if they don't keep clean sheets, they just rack up defcons. So yeah, I'm more than happy to own both of them two in there. Hopefully, fingers crossed, they will keep a clean sheet. If they can rack it up with defcons, that could be a nice big return for us in the defence. Ruben Diaz is going away to Brentford. I'm not too sure about this one. Like, I thought last week against Burnley that would be a guaranteed clean sheet, but the fact that they conceded in that game kind of just makes me think Man City still had that tendency to just concede the odd goal, despite the fact that they score 4 or 5 against them. So yeah, he's going to be in there. Obviously, it's a great fixture on paper, but we'll have to wait and see on how he gets on. And of course, to finish off the defence, Gabriel at home to West Ham. Now, there was an actual consideration for me to captain him. One, because I think Arsenal should be keeping a clean sheet in this game. But two, West Ham are so bad at defending set pieces. And obviously, Arsenal are the best at it. Gabriel is the best attacking, centre-back that you can find to go for corners. So there was a consideration that maybe I do put him as captaincy, but I think, we're going to talk about that in a second. So that completes the defence and the goalkeeper. Onto the midfield. We're going to start with our new signing. Yannick Minte will obviously be coming straight in to play against Wolves. He's going away from home, but, with the way Wolves have been playing at the moment and with the strengths he has in terms of his pace down the line, I am looking forward to seeing how he gets on. Phil Foden will continue to stay in the team. Obviously, again, same as Ruben Diaz is going away to Brentford. Like I said, it's not the easiest fixture, but I am hoping that Man City will take a control of this game and really start, getting their football going. Kudus has got Leeds. This one is a bit of a tricky one, I think. I think, at the start of the season, you probably would have looked at a Leeds fixture, a Sunderland fixture as, almost not guaranteed 3 points, but a very good one. However, I think as we've seen over the last few weeks, that them two in particular have shown that they're going to give as good as they can get. So I think I will err on the side of caution. Kudus will probably be in here. This might be his last game week here, but hopefully, fingers crossed, he can go out on a little high. Semenyo, of course, kicking us off on the Friday night deadline against Fulham. I think that's a good game. Fulham don't usually keep a lot of clean sheets. I think they've only got one this season, so I am hoping that Bournemouth, since they are at home, will sort of get a few goals. And usually when they do, Semenyo is a part of that. Hopefully, fingers crossed, he's still on penalties. Obviously, we saw Justin Kluivert play the last game. He got subbed off after an hour, so even if Kluivert does play, he's not going to play the full 90 minutes anyway. Whereas Semenyo just every week 90 minutes. Hopefully, he's still on penalties, like I said, and fingers crossed, we can see some points from him. And our last midfielder on this list is Jack Grealish. He's going up against my double Crystal Palace defence. I may end up playing João Pedro in this game. Obviously, Liverpool aren't looking that great at the moment. And obviously, I don't really want to play Jack Grealish when I've got 2 Crystal Palace defenders in there. So that spot it will either be Grealish or João Pedro. But for the time being, I'm going to leave Grealish in there. And then, of course, up front, by himself for now, is Erling Haaland. He will have the captaincy, I'm 95% sure, just because he's in such good form at the moment. Brentford, I don't think Brentford will be an easy game, but it's a game that I do expect City to score 2 or 3 in. I think Brentford will give some back, but I do expect Man City to have enough to get through it, and hopefully Erling Haaland to get on that score sheet. So yeah, that is what my final team is looking like for the Bus team this week. Remember, the deadline is on Friday, so hopefully, fingers crossed, we can get another green arrow and move up the ranks. Okay, thank you guys so much for watching this video. If you have enjoyed it, please don't forget to drop a thumbs up and subscribe down below. I'll be back tomorrow with a final team section video and some key questions. So if you've got any questions you need answered, just drop them in the comments down below and I will include it in my video tomorrow. So yeah, we're going to be ready for that Friday deadline. But hopefully, fingers crossed, you guys have a great rest of the week and I will catch you all next time.